arguing with the Genshin. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Lila? Just seeing this overlord of the vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way out here.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is not necessarily.
What? But all of you are supposed to be the guardians of Lilith. Can't you think of something?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Ji-Sing did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with... For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms?
Yet it would... I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Yep.
manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too.
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
You can't run!
I'm so sorry. Dodge this. Freeze! Cool it! Feel my sword!
This should be fun! It isn't time for a break yet! My duty at an end.
Mira más a la cabeza.
Join!
¿Ah? Vale.
That is Osial's divine power. Very familiar. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How dare. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer to this afterward. Every last one.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War! The faces look like he's liking a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try and use them in battle.
Over here! Assistance. Just once. Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Witness the power of the Hua. Time to act. Over here!
The two-way numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades. Once we finish this battle, I will be able to deal with the god in peace.
Over here! Look at me. Just
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber. What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Aduh.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the Overlord of the Vortex can make any waves again.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then. At first, it was only the size of a small room. But it is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the... Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her.
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know...
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue. 3,000... Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone, just as it was thousands of years before. But that does not mean
that the Liyue of do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land.
Instead, focus your sights on our city and each of the citizens that dwell within it.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had
Strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world, establishing a network of contracts which has since come to be known as trade. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective.
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from...
Though your point is the very height of simplicity,
As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I have come to extend my thanks. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered, although I am a mere mortal soldier. I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Why does everyone look so down? Those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun, toys, tasty snacks, thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Misda sebanyak RM66,400 kepada penerima terdiri daripada penduduk orang asli termasuk golongan asnaf. Bantuan juga diterima 2 madrasah tahfiz serta sebuah masjid di Mersing, Johor. Ekonomi tambahan AET dan bantuan pembangunan usahawan bagi memperbaiki taraf sosial.
It must be hard being...
Kerajaan Mersey Penjana Kapital acara menambah 8 ribu dana modal troka tempatan dan paksa bagi menabur sehingga RM1.57 bilion untuk syarikat pengelolaan negara melalui program Dana Penjana Nasional. Menteri Kewangan Datuk Seri Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz berkata program pengelolaan dana pidana itu menghasilkan pelaburan tambahan RM270 juta memberi keuntungan asal RM1.2 bilion.
Dana Penjana was introduced as part of the government's economic stimulus package to weather the impact of the pandemic COVID-19. It was envisioned as much needed boost for Malaysian startups that have persevered in this new norm. This is not just another startup fund.
Jelasnya dana itu memberi tumpuan terhadap sektor agritech, fintech, edtech, mobility dan kecerdasan buatan AI dengan bentukan secara berkesan pada firma berpotensi tinggi beserta garis panduan matlamat jelas untuk dicapai. Bagi jangka masa panjang, Penjana Kapital menumpukan pelan pemindahan pengetahuan dan jangka mewujudkan sekurang-kurangnya 1,800 pekerjaan berkualiti dan berkemahiran tinggi. Pengurus modal teroka dipilih daripada 51 permohonan dari seluruh dunia termasuk Amerika Syarikat, China, Korea Selatan, Indonesia dan Singapura.
Yes, one understands what the conqueror of demons means. The city of Liyue has changed much, and one fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts in Liyue, you humans will once again change the place beyond recognition.
Kan berlakon.
Creative industries contributing to Malaysia's GDP. With 2021 declared as the International Year of Creative Economy, how can Malaysia have a sustainable and thriving creative industry increase its significance? Malaysia's largely untapped creative economy all money offers this Saturday with new green houses or beyond to the
Exploit the realm once we depart. In my view, that is still a thing to be guarded against.
Jom beli sekarang.
Alright, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. You see...
Looks like the conflict between humans... Oh, right! It's nice that we've got cinema, but we're forgetting one thing. The child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the overlord of the vortex on our own. So Rex Lapis never showed up.
Beli.
Speaking of that,
Ya.
to the bottom of that archive deck.